Welcome to Global Gateway. Forget your Rick Steves guidebook. Forget those sterile, all-inclusive resorts. We're not here for polite chit-chat and sanitized experiences. This, kids, is about diving headfirst into the raw, beating heart of a city. We're talking about the places where creativity explodes onto the streets, where every brick and alleyway whispers with stories. Yeah, we're talking about art, but not the stuffy, pretentious kind that makes you feel like an idiot. This is the real deal. The kind of art that punches you in the gut, makes you think, makes you feel something real. Over the next few episodes, we're going to drag you through the back alleys and hidden studios of some of the most vibrant art scenes on the planet. We'll meet the artists, the hustlers, the true believers who are making it happen, often against all odds. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a wild ride. First stop, the Big Apple. You think you know New York? Think again. Beneath the glittering facade of Times Square and the overpriced cocktails, there's a city pulsing with raw, unfiltered creative energy. We're not talking about some Disney-fied version of art either. This is the grit, the grime, the stories etched onto every surface. From the iconic street art of Bushwick to the hallowed halls of Chelsea galleries, New York's art scene is a glorious, chaotic mess. It's a city that chews up dreamers and spits them out, but those who survive, those who thrive in this urban jungle, they're the ones who have something to say. They're the ones who make New York, well, New York.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Street art, isn't that just a fancy word for graffiti? And sure, some might call it vandalism, but I say it's a form of rebellion. It's about reclaiming public spaces, injecting a bit of beauty, a bit of chaos into the mundane. Every tag, every mural, every wheat-paste slap tells a story. It's a conversation between the artist and the city, a dialogue that bypasses the gatekeepers and speaks directly to the soul. And trust me, these artists, they're not just some kids with spray cans. They're the poets, the rebels, the visionaries who are shaping the urban landscape one wall at a time. So put away your guidebooks, forget the tourist traps, and let's get lost in the concrete jungle of New York's art scene.
From the gritty streets of New York, we find ourselves in Berlin, a city where history bleeds into the present, where the ghosts of the past whisper from bullet-riddled walls. This ain't your fairy tale Europe, kids. This is a city forged in fire, scarred by division, and reborn through art. Forget your Berghain techno and currywurst for a minute. We're diving deep into the heart of Berlin's creative underbelly, a place where edgy installations meet raw street art, where the avant-garde thrives in abandoned factories. This is a city that doesn't shy away from its past, but rather confronts it head-on, transforming its scars into something powerful, something beautiful.
Take the East Side Gallery, for example. What was once a symbol of oppression, a concrete barrier dividing a city and its people, has become the world's largest open-air gallery. Artists from around the globe have left their mark on this iconic stretch of the Berlin Wall, transforming it into a testament to freedom of expression. And it's not just about pretty pictures. Berlin's art scene is raw, unfiltered, unafraid to tackle the tough questions. It's a city that embraces experimentation, where artists push boundaries, challenge norms, and make you question everything you thought you knew. This is a city where the line between art and life blurs, where creativity spills out from galleries and onto the streets, where every corner holds the potential for discovery. So grab a clubmate, ditch your preconceptions, and get ready to explore the raw, untamed beauty of Berlin's art scene.
Forget the fancy galleries, the white walls, the hushed tones. In Sao Paulo, the art doesn't wait for you to come to it. It explodes out of every crack in the pavement, every alleyway, every surface. This is a city that wears its heart, its soul, its rage on its sleeve. They call Sao Paulo the concrete jungle, and for once, the cliché fits. But look closer, past the grime and the grit, and you'll see the jungle has a pulse. It throbs with color, with life, with a raw energy that'll knock you on your ass if you're not careful.
This is Beco do Batman, a narrow alley in the Villa Madalena neighborhood. Once just another forgotten corner, now a living, breathing testament to the power of art. Every inch of these walls screams with stories, whispers secrets, shouts defiance. You don't just observe art here, you feel it. You breathe it in, it gets under your skin, leaves its mark on you like a good tattoo or a shot of cachaca at 3 a.m.
Let's be clear, this isn't about pretty pictures. This is about reclaiming space, about giving a voice to the voiceless. It's about taking something ugly, something broken, and making it beautiful. The artists here, they're not painting for tourists, for Instagram likes, for some fat cat collector to hang on their wall. They're painting for their city, for their people, for their own damn selves. They're using art as a weapon against injustice, against apathy, against the soul-crushing monotony of everyday life. And they're winning, one spray can, one brushstroke, one mural at a time. This is art that bleeds, sweats, and fights for its right to exist. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's confrontational, and it's damn beautiful. Melbourne, forget the beaches, forget the coffee, forget the goddamn fairy penguins. We're here for something grittier, something more subversive. We're here for the art that hides in plain sight, the pulse that beats beneath the surface of this city. Melbourne's beauty isn't found on postcards. It's tucked away in narrow laneways, in forgotten alleyways, in the spaces between the cracks of the pavement. It's a city that rewards the curious, the wanderers, those willing to get a little lost. Take Hosier Lane, for example. Once a nondescript backstreet, now an explosion of color and creativity. Every inch of these walls is a canvas, a testament to the raw, unfiltered energy of Melbourne's street art scene. The air here crackles with a nervous energy, a sense of possibility. This isn't a museum, it's a conversation. A dialogue between artists, between cultures, between the city and its inhabitants. What's painted today might be gone tomorrow, painted over, washed away, reclaimed by the city itself. And that's part of the beauty, isn't it? The ephemeral nature of it all. The constant evolution, the ever-changing landscape of creativity. You don't own this art, you experience it. You let it wash over you, leave its mark on your memory. It's a fleeting glimpse into the soul of the city, a snapshot of a moment in time. And the artists? They're a diverse bunch. Graffiti writers, street artists, stencil artists, muralists. Some are self-taught, some are formally trained. Some are in it for the fame, most are just trying to make their voices heard. But they all share one thing in common, a deep, abiding love for their city and a desire to make it a little bit more beautiful, one wall at a time. Tokyo, a city of neon and noise, of ancient temples and towering skyscrapers, a place where tradition and modernity collide in a dizzying, exhilarating spectacle. And the art scene? Well, it's just as schizophrenic, just as captivating as the city itself. Forget your preconceived notions of Japanese art. You won't find any delicate calligraphy or serene Zen gardens here. Well, you will. But you'll also find neon-drenched installations, mind-bending digital art, and street art that'll leave you breathless.
Step into the Mori Building Digital Art Museum, and you'll be transported to another dimension. A world where art spills off the canvases and envelops you, where technology becomes a tool for creating immersive, interactive experiences. But Tokyo's art scene isn't all flashing lights and digital landscapes. Head to the traditional Asakusa district, and you'll find artisans practicing ancient crafts, their skills passed down through generations.
The beauty of Tokyo lies in its ability to seamlessly blend the old and the new, the traditional and the avant-garde. It's a city where you can spend the morning admiring ancient woodblock prints and the afternoon immersed in a digital art installation. In the trendy Harajuku district, you'll find young artists pushing the boundaries of fashion and design, their creations a riot of color and self-expression. It's a reminder that Tokyo's art scene is constantly evolving, always pushing the envelope. And then there's the street art. From the colorful murals of Shibuya to the intricate stencils of Shinjuku, Tokyo's urban landscape is a canvas for artistic expression. It's a reminder that even in this hyper-modern city, there's still room for a little bit of rebellion. Tokyo's art scene is a microcosm of the city itself, vibrant, eclectic, and endlessly fascinating. It's a place where you can lose yourself in the beauty of tradition or be blown away by the cutting edge. Now, Mexico City, a town that bites back, a city of immense beauty and brutal contradictions. The past is ever present, staring back at you from the walls. We're here to explore the soul of Mexico City through its murals. These murals breathe with the spirit of revolution, of struggle. Rivera, Siqueiros, Orozco, revolutionaries using their brushes to challenge the status quo. Every wall tells a story, every brushstroke a testament to the enduring spirit of this city. This is art that lives and breathes, that confronts you and makes you think. It's a living, breathing thing, constantly evolving, pushing boundaries. Step into La Roma and find a new generation of artists, drawing inspiration from their predecessors. These artists aren't afraid to experiment, to challenge conventions, to make you feel something. So come hungry, not just for the tacos al pastor and the mezcal, but for an art scene that will grab you by the throat and leave you wanting more. Paris. Even the name conjures up images of romance, of cobblestone streets and sidewalk cafes, of artists huddled over easels on the banks of the Seine. It's a city that's been romanticized to death, yet somehow still manages to live up to the hype. We're not here for the Eiffel Tower selfies or the overpriced croissants. We're here to delve into the heart of Paris, to explore the artistic legacy that has shaped this city for centuries. And where better to start than the Louvre? Now I know what you're thinking. Tourist trap. And yeah, you'll have to elbow your way through hordes of selfie stick-wielding tourists to get a glimpse of the Mona Lisa, but trust me, it's worth it. To stand before those masterpieces, to feel the weight of history and artistic genius, it's an experience that stays with you. But the Louvre is just the tip of the iceberg. Paris is a city that breathes art, from the grand boulevards to the hidden alleyways. Every corner you turn, you're met with a masterpiece. Whether it's a centuries-old cathedral or a piece of street art that speaks to the city's soul. But Paris isn't stuck in a time warp. It's not all about dusty museums and impressionist paintings. Venture beyond the well-trodden tourist path into the neighborhoods of Le Marais or Belleville, and you'll discover a contemporary art scene that's just as vibrant and exciting as anything you'll find in New York or Berlin. These are the places where the real artists live and work, where boundaries are pushed and conventions are challenged. You'll find everything here from cutting-edge installations to experimental performance art, often in unexpected places like former factories or abandoned warehouses. There's a raw energy, a sense of experimentation that's exhilarating. These artists aren't afraid to take risks, to push the boundaries of what art can be. They're inspired by the city, by its history, by its contradictions, and their work reflects that. So yeah, Paris is beautiful, it's romantic, it's everything you've ever heard and more. But it's also a city that's constantly evolving, reinventing itself, and its art scene is a testament to that. So come hungry for more than just baguettes and brie. Come with an open mind and a thirst for something real. This is Paris after all, and anything is possible. Cape Town, a city of breathtaking beauty, perched at the southern tip of Africa. A place where the mountains meet the sea, where the past and present collide in a vibrant tapestry of cultures and history. It's a city that's been through a lot, but has emerged stronger, more resilient, and its art scene reflects this spirit of defiance and hope. Forget the safari tours and the wine tastings. We're here to dig deeper, to explore the soul of Cape Town through its art. And there's no better place to start than the streets of Woodstock. Once a gritty industrial area, Woodstock has been transformed into a vibrant hub for artists and creatives. The walls are a canvas, bursting with color, telling stories of struggle, of resilience, of hope. This is art that's raw, that's unfiltered, that hits you right in the gut. These aren't just pretty pictures, folks. They're a reflection of the community, of its history, of its struggles, and its triumphs. Each mural, each piece of graffiti is a story waiting to be told, a voice crying out to be heard. But Cape Town's art scene isn't confined to the streets. Head to the city center and you'll find a thriving gallery scene, showcasing the incredible diversity and talent of South African artists. From the vibrant colors and bold patterns of township art to the thought-provoking installations of contemporary artists, there's a rawness, an emotional depth to the work here that's impossible to ignore. This is art that's born out of struggle, out of resilience, out of a deep connection to history and identity. It's art that challenges, that provokes, that forces you to confront uncomfortable truths. So come to Cape Town for the scenery, for the food, for the adventure, but stay for the art. It's a journey into the heart and soul of a city that's still finding its voice, a city that's full of stories waiting to be told. Istanbul, a city steeped in history. A place where the ghosts of empires past linger in the shadows of minarets and the aroma of spices in the air. This ain't your typical tourist trap. This is a city that has seen it all, from the rise and fall of civilizations to the ebb and flow of countless souls passing through her ancient gates. Yeah, you got your Hagia Sophia, your blue mosque, all that postcard crap. But behind those polished facades, there's a raw energy, a pulse that beats to the rhythm of 1,000 stories. This is where East meets West, not in some cheesy marketing campaign, but in the grit and grime of everyday life. You can taste it in the thick Turkish coffee, feel it in the worn cobblestones beneath your feet, hear it in the call to prayer echoing across the Bosphorus. This is a city that gets under your skin, that stays with you long after you've left. So forget your preconceived notions, your carefully curated itineraries. Istanbul demands to be experienced, not just seen. Let's get a little lost, shall we? Barcelona, a city that shimmers like a mosaic under the Mediterranean sun. A city of passion, of creativity, of a certain kind of beautiful chaos. And when it comes to art in Barcelona, there's one name that towers above all others: Antoni Gaudi. His buildings, they don't just stand there. They writhe, they breathe, they reach for the heavens. Look at the Sagrada Familia, his unfinished masterpiece. He poured his vision into his work, creating structures that feel both ancient and utterly alien. But Barcelona's art scene, it ain't all about the past. The streets themselves become canvases here, plastered with murals that scream with color and rebellion. This is the real deal, raw and unfiltered, a reflection of the city's soul. This is a city that will ignite your senses, challenge your perceptions, and leave you forever changed. So, we've come to the end of our little journey. From the gritty streets of New York to the sun-drenched plazas of Barcelona, we've tasted the creative spirit of 10 incredible cities. We've seen how art can transform communities, challenge perspectives, and connect us in ways that words never could. But this ain't just about pretty pictures, folks. It's about understanding the stories behind the art, the lives of the artists who pour their hearts and souls into every brushstroke, every note, every word. It's about recognizing that art isn't some luxury for the elite. It's a vital part of what makes us human. It's in the food we eat, the music we listen to, the stories we tell ourselves. It's everywhere if you know where to look. So get out there, explore your own backyard, discover the hidden gems in your own community, and never stop creating, even if it's just for yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Global Gateway for more cultural adventures. Until next time, keep exploring and stay inspired. Join us next time on Global Gateway for more adventures around the world. See you on the next journey.